And the mist this morning is incredible. It's so thick, you can probably hardly see the 2 red deer that are standing behind me. Now, Bushy Park is well known for its deer population, and I have 2 large, oh no, there's 3 red deer standing grazing in front of me, which is incredible. I love, oh, there's another one. They're just appearing from the mist. In fact, I might be surrounded. Now today with the smartphone, I'm not going to be able to zoom in, which means I'm going to struggle to get close to any wildlife. And with the mist, it makes the backgrounds quite boring, meaning I've got a huge challenge on my hands to make an interesting composition and try and get some wildlife. But I'm going to give it my best shot and take you along with me. We crept up to the deer with my camera. I used a little bit of zoom. I went in 2 times because obviously if I zoom too far, then the pixels are just gonna be terrible in the photo. But we did zoom in and we got a few photos. Now, I'm not saying these are good quality photos, but I'm saying they're the best a phone can do. I just love this cold, wintry weather. I love the fact we get this kind of frost. I mean, look at this stick, right? And it's just covered in frost. You ready for this? Snow. Not quite. That's one thing we are lacking. We have the frost and we have the cold. We don't have any snow. And just to show you how crazy this mist is, behind me here is Princess Diana's statue. A huge statue of Princess Diana. And you can't see it, okay? Here is the statue in the light. It's right here. I'm going to try and get closer and see if we can just get a glimpse of it. And you can see it just here behind me, but that's the best we're going to see because it is surrounded by a pond, so we can't get any closer. In this lake, we do have a lot of birds. Again, not sure if you can see them. They're in to the middle of this lake, clearly roosting up. In fact, there is a coot just down here. Not sure if you can see it. Now, just taking in the environment that I can see right now, I realise it's quite dodgy coming out here because I can't see anything, right? And it's a very large park with a lot of trees that look exactly the same. Now, I do know, just from the statue being there and me coming from that way, means the exit is down there. But if I stray too far away from the roads and the obvious paths, there could be problems. Now, I use the Samsung Galaxy A12. It's not the best phone in the world, but I bought it because it had decent cameras and, as you can see, it has 4 lenses, which means we can do macro photography with this camera, and so I'm going to test that out. We have loads of frost, so all I have to find is something cool with frost on it, and then get a macro photo of that. Now, it's very basic, but here I found a large bit of frost hanging off of some grass, and so I think this will make a pretty cool photo. Now, I could get a tree looming over it because there is a tree just behind you there, so let's get the camera ready and take some photos. So, on my phone, not sure how well you can see this, there is a macro lens. So we've now entered macro mode. It says hold your camera 3 to 5 centimeters away from the subject. Well, in fact, let's get you guys in the back of this one. There we go. Oh, that's cool. For a phone, you cannot argue with the results. Right. Now I've got some epic detail shots, it's time to go the other way and take some huge landscapes. That was a bit risky, especially with the ice, but now we're going to start on our second photo. So we've done close up, and as I said, we're going to go portrait. Now, on my camera, I have a mode where I can go to 0.5 zoom. I just press this little 0.5 zoom here, and it zooms the camera out super wide. I kind of want to find a tree that's isolated. It's just one tree in amongst the mist and the frost. I think that would look pretty cool. It's going to be difficult to find, but I'm going to give it a go. Now I've got to get down. It's even more risky. And I'm coming up to a spot which is actually going to be really cool for doing this wide photo. Now in Bushy Park, as we saw, you have Princess Diana's statue in the middle, and then you have rows of trees going off in, I think, 3 directions, and then one goes down to the entrance. And these trees are in lines. Almost missed it. Here is one of those lines of trees. You see, you have rows of trees that run the length of the park. This is going to look pretty cool with a photo and the mist in the middle, so they kind of disappear into a whiteness. Now we have a tree behind me which could just about fit the description. This tree here, but there's this stupid little tree next to it which I don't think I'm going to be able to cut out of the frame, or at least I want that white mist to be totally surrounding the tree. Although, the more I move this way, the more they separate. There is quite a lot of white around it. I think we're going to give it a go, you know. I'm going to take this photo. And forget that previous tree, because I have found the perfect tree. A large, also very symmetrical, round tree sitting without any trees around it. This is the photo I was looking for. And now, I know the photos we've taken today haven't been the best photos that we've taken on this channel, but I've had fun coming out with my smartphone, which is something anyone can do. If you have a smartphone, which I'm assuming you do, you're probably watching this video on it. After looking at my stats, I think about 80% of you watch my videos on your phones. I really hope this crispy winter environment sticks around, because I've been loving making videos out in it, but you can only be out for so long. My fingers are starting to go numb, I am freezing to death, and I cannot wait to get home and start doing some warm editing, even though, just between us, not that keen on the editing. And while we're talking just between us, you know that climbing frame I climbed and sat on earlier? Yeah, the ice and frost kind of melted on my bum, so that's also very cold. And with all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.